Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. I must say, this is theater. We have 3 theater companies here today. And the theater season in Sacramento is really picking up, so you better stay tuned. So sit down, get a pencil and some paper, and watch this wonderful show, LiveWire, right after these important messages. EMH Productions, Elise Marie Hodge, and she is here. And it's a very creative, probably in my mind, and I've been watching her work for years, one of the most creative persons maybe on the planet, but certainly in Sacramento.
Well, thank you, Ray. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate
Not kind,
that.
It's just an interesting observation. And you have some actors with you too.
I do.
Tell me about this show. It's called, there it is, see, I got this thing, Inversion.
Yes, Inversion. It is, like you said on the postcard here, you're reading a quote. It's sweetly, awkwardly funny. It's 20-somethings in love and trying to date and find the love of their life. And it's fun in that doesn't always go the way you plan.
Sound like a theme from a show I did in 1968. No, it's very interesting. So how did you come across the script? I mean, this is a new thing, right? A new play?
It is. It's an original work. I met the gentleman, Aditya Pucha, who is the writer. I met him in Los Angeles about 4 years ago now, and he brought the story to me saying he wanted to become a playwright, and would I work with him on a piece. And so we started working it together, and about a year later we did a staged reading of it. And then another year later, we took it to the Hollywood Fringe Festival, where it did very well. I was very excited about that.
That's good.
And now we're bringing it here to Sacramento and taking it on its next leg of the journey, so to speak.
I see it now. Chicago.
That is the goal. That is the goal.
New York. This is good. Tell me about these actors. You guys are in the show, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You just didn't come along for fun.
No.
Adam. Yeah, no, I know. E-I-N.
Yes. Adam plays actually the character Adam in the play.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about character Adam.
About
That's what I was going to ask.
You don't want me to talk about myself?
Nah. Why do we want to know that?
Oh,
Keep
okay.
going.
So the character Adam, he is a mathematician. He is 27 and he deals with Asperger's. So he's a little awkward, a little naive, and he's just really trying to find love because he has a mom with Alzheimer's, and he's just really concerned about letting his just making his mom happy, making everybody happy, and being the best guy he could possibly be. But he's really naive and he's lonely. He just wants to find love, just like everybody does.
Sure, yeah. That's an interesting thing about Asperger's and being on the spectrum, as they say. So it's a very interesting play that you're in. And you, sir?
Oh, my character's Brendan. My name's Nick, my character's Brendan. Brendan is a fun-loving guy. Ladies man, my character, not me. I'm trying to be that
sure.
guy.
Oh.
Fun-loving guy, he struggles with commitment a lot, but he goes through a full arc. So right at the end, he gets committed, and he thinks he might have finally found the one to settle down with. And it really connected with me because I want to love her. I look like some stoner surfer guy that's just out here looking for any girl.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But if you're out there and you're my true love, like, talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The theater is located at.
Hey.
So that's a very good marketing thing.
Yeah.
So tell me, where is this going to be and when is it?
This is at the Ooley Theater over there on 28th and T Street. We open November 1st, Thursday, November 1st, and we run through Saturday night, November 17th. So it's every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday between the 1st and the 17th at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
And can you guys do a little scene for me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, well, let's see it.
How is she?
Geez, she's all right, considering.
I know, it sucks, buddy. I remember my grandma's Alzheimer's.
At least that was an early onset.
I wish I knew what to tell you, but I don't.
She's fine. It's okay for now. She's just concerned that when she can't be there for me anymore, that I'll be completely alone.
Are you kidding? You got me!
You know what I meant. The longer I go without ever having a girlfriend, the more worried she gets.
Dude, you'll be a world-famous mathematician. Who wouldn't want that? Let's talk about something more fun. Tell me about this girl who invited you to her birthday.
Her name's Rhonda. You know, actually, when I said I'd attend her party, she said, "God, I love you."
I hope that doesn't mean she's desperate for guests.
You know, actually, it probably does, knowing her.
Tell you what, go there and have a good time. Like I say, amass girls as friends, and then you can decide who you want to hook up with.
You hook up with practically every girl you meet.
Not at first. I take time to be friends.
Oh, so you let them pick up half the check before you have sex with them.
I love you, Prince Adam. I'm just saying, I know that you want someone really badly, but relax around girls, okay? Relax. You know, if you do that enough, I think you might finally stop stuttering around lovely ladies and let them see what a cool cucumber you really are. Okay, I gotta bounce. Let me know how it goes, all right?
Sure.
Bravo, good scene, good scene. So Inversion doesn't have something to do with this scene, but this is a part of their character development. What is inversion has to do with mathematics?
Inversion has to do, the actual word inversion is a mathematical term, and he has a whole speech about what inversion is in the play.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's about, basically it's about couples, is how he describes it to his friend. He tries to make it relatable, and he describes what it is in terms of relationships. And so he says, well, if there's one guy and two girls, then it doesn't work out.
Okay.
So there
Well,
you go.
we got to go.
Yeah.
So thank you, Elise. Thanks
Thank
so much, you
you.
guys, for
Thank
coming
you.
to show us that scene. And I wish you well in this run at the Ooley Theater.
Ooley
And
Theater.
when does it start again?
November 1st.
Okay.
November 1st.
And all they have to do is what? Google EMH Productions.
EMH Productions. I am on emhpros.weebly.com. That's emhpros, pros.weebly.com.
Okay, yeah, we're theater. So we got a couple more theaters to stay. So stay tuned right after these important messages, and we'll get back to you with some really interesting stuff happening in the greater Sacramento area.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me. You might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot. The flu can be life-threatening, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu. The immune system weakens with age. Ask about a flu vaccine option made specifically for us. Visit ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
Readings of the Women, a screenplay by Diane English. Okay, we are back with LiveWire. And with me in the studio is Christine Levette, who is a wonderful actor and has been in town for a number of years doing good things for good people. And this other lady is Claire Langton, who is also a stage actress and done your time.
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah, great. So this is a fundraiser for what?
It's a fundraiser for a short film we're both involved with. I wrote the film. It's a 10-minute film, and I am producing it with a friend of mine. His name is Chris Amick. And yeah, it costs money to make a movie.
It sure does.
And the film is
Like
called...
you just have to shovel it in.
And the film is called The Diner. And it's about two people that stop for coffee in a diner who are thinking about having a connection for one night. And their spouses show up.
I don't know, that's a really interesting theme. It must be a very innovative theme. So it's and what's going to happen at this fundraiser? I notice it says raffle and silent auction.
Yeah, we're going to
I'm
have
interested.
a raffle, silent auction, and hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, on this Sunday, doors open at 6 p.m. at the California Stage.
Oh, at the California Stage, wonderful person.
25th and
people
R.
there.
We'll start off with, we'll have hors d'oeuvres and, no host bar, I guess. And there'll be opportunities to,
Purchase a
raffle ticket or silent auction, that sort of thing. And then at 7 o'clock, we are going to do some stage readings. We have a 9-person cast of the women. Maybe you remember the movie with Meg Ryan, and it's even got Bette Midler in it, and it's got a lot of big names.
Well, you're actors, I don't.
Yeah.
So at any rate, it is it's a fundraiser, and it looks like it's a fundraiser because it looks like you have a interesting readings, and you are going to be in these readings as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm one of the characters, and Christine, I asked her to direct, and Elise, that was just here, is also one of the characters.
Oh, that's great.
So, and Elise is also directing the film.
Okay.
So yes, Elise is a very involved person.
Sure she is. Very creative and wonderful person, I must say. So this is for a short film, and have you done films before?
This is my first time producing. I've been lucky enough to get a couple small parts, but just like what you would say, just a 5-line or less in an independent.
Yeah, this has been a big film season for Access Sacramento, producing 10 short films over the summer and then making sure that they go on. But there it is, Girls Just Want to Have Fun fundraiser, and it's you can get reservations.
We have food.
What?
Yes, there'll be part of your admission is includes some hors d'oeuvres and then dessert as well.
Oh, dessert.
Yeah.
That's a different thing altogether.
And there are tickets on brown paper, and we have a website.
Yeah, use the Girls Just Want to Have Fun fundraiser.com
Okay, all right. Well,
for more information.
fascinating. So thank you so much for coming. Talk to me about this. It's an interesting thing to do fundraisers. I have no experience
What, play reading?
in doing fundraisers.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish you to well.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause right now, and we'll be back again with yet another theater company. We're going to talk to Resurrection Theater, which is doing a play by Jess Gonzalez called Frankenstein, just for the season. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Your teenager, naturally pushing the rules to their limits. When they push too far, Call the Boys Town National Hotline at 800-448-3000. Our trained counselors are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide advice and resources for problems big or small.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
We're back again. I'm Ray Chatter, and this is LiveWire, and we're live with live theater people. Woo! See, like that's a live mistake. So it is Frankenstein. Jess Gonzalez, you were walking down the street one day and you said, I think I'm going to adapt Mary Shelley's. No, I don't want to do that.
Well, it turned out that I didn't want to do that after I started because it was horribly difficult.
Yeah.
It's a novel where the protagonist spends almost all of his time alone, and I didn't want to write a 2.5-hour monologue. So, but you know, I found workarounds around that, and we have a really good script. We had a really great world premiere 4 years ago, so Resurrection Theater is resurrecting this production.
But that isn't what they do all the time, though. They're not always resurrecting. But this is something that was very good, and it worked, and it should come up again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an interesting restaging because we're working in a smaller space this time. So Shailene, who is directing it, who is sadly at work right now, she has had to work around some of the larger kind of set things that are built into kind of Mary Shelley's universe, and Jess has been kind enough to adapt the script down to the smaller space. So we've had to reimagine kind of the way that Victor retells this story to Robert Walton, the man whose ship he ends up on in pursuit of his creation. It's also interesting because Jess has adapted the script a little bit. There are new scenes, some scenes have been changed, some things have been rewritten, things like that. And we're also trying to stage it kind of darker, a little bit spookier, and it's, you know, it's a nice thing to do because it is the 200th anniversary of Frankenstein, so it's sort of lined up all in the stars for us.
Yeah, well, and Frankenstein is something that is perennial because, you know, we think about, you know, how medicine has evolving to, you know, give you a new heart. You can have, you know, new kneecaps, whatever you want.
And I actually play with those themes in this production, and I say you really need to come see this because I believe that I've got a unique take on this play. You will walk away talking about it.
Jess, I've talked to you over many years, and I can say that what you say is true. You probably did have a good, unique take on it. So, and you have a wonderful cast. It's a large cast. You have a couple of actors here, right, from the show?
That we do.
Okay, and why don't you introduce them?
So we have Saeed Nouri, who plays Victor, the Victor Frankenstein, and then Julian Ray Ortega, who plays Robert Walton, the man who saves him from the ice and gets to help him tell his story.
So, you guys want to show us that scene?
Good morning, my friend. Glad you're awake. I feared you might have died.
I'm not sure I haven't. God, I thought I would never be warm again.
I don't doubt it. What desperate pursuit induced you to cross the ice alone?
Pursuit?
There was another sled the day before you found us. We tried to signal the driver, but he would not stop or change course.
You saw him? When? Which way?
North, the evening before you arrived.
Half a day, so close, but how long have I slept?
3 days.
3 days?
Please, calm yourself. You must rest. You're weak.
3 days. 3 days. Lost. I've lost him forever.
Who is he?
He has no name.
All men have names.
He is no man. He's a demon. A fiend.
He seemed as much a man as you are.
He is nothing like me.
Calm yourself, my friend.
Friend. We are not friends. I have no friends left in the world.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to presume. You were asleep for days. I must confess I began to speak to you as you slept and became my custom to call you friend.
Of course. Please pardon me, I am Victor Frankenstein.
Robert Walton. It is good to meet you, Frankenstein.
Likewise, Mr. Walton. You have saved my life. I am in your debt.
I could do nothing else. It is a law of the sea.
Yet we do not rest upon the sea, but on the ice.
You remember. I did not know if you were aware of your surroundings before you brought on board. What you say is true, but though we cannot move, our stores remain considerable, and we can wait out our imprisonment with the weather and boredom our only perils. And with your arrival, boredom at least is conquered.
You are English?
Yes.
A great seafaring people. Yet you are far north of the normal shipping lanes.
Indeed we are. This is a voyage of exploration.
What do you seek to explore in this white waste?
What all men like me seek. To be the first to set foot on an unknown shore. To be the first to set foot in the land of eternal sunshine at the top of the world. To see what beings inhabit that perfect clime.
But the ice prevents you.
Mere ice is no barrier to the determined heart and resolved will of man.
And your crew, do they share your determination?
Why do you ask?
You do not sail this ship by yourself. You depend on them for success. If their courage fails, you will likewise fail.
I will not fail. I cannot fail. My whole life has bent towards this single purpose. No faint-hearted sailor will prevent me from pursuing my life's ambition.
Interesting.
What?
It seems we are much alike.
Are we?
Yet I depended on no one. No one shared the blame for my failures, though many have paid for it.
What failure is that?
I have failed to destroy my enemy.
The man, the fiend you pursued across the ice. Who is he?
He is a murderer.
Who has he killed? Someone dear to you, no doubt.
I will say no more!
Will you not? Your arrival is the first break in our long tedium. And you say you pursue a man to destroy him. You name him murderer, and you will not tell me why. How can you be so cruel?
Cruel? You encounter a man near death, at the limit of his strength, and you regard him merely as remedy for your boredom? Which one of us is cruel, sir?
I am sorry. It's just, you fascinate me. A common man seeks a common revenge, broken off at the first sign of difficulty. I would know for what reason a man would pursue his fiend to the end of the world. You can be no ordinary man, and you must have suffered extraordinarily. Will you not tell me what passion drives you?
What of your passions? For discovery? For glory? You risk the lives of all aboard for your own exaltation? Very well. I will tell you of my fortunes and my passions and what they have done to me and to those I love. And maybe you will learn from it.
Bravo. Saeed Nouri and Julian Ortega. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
That was very good. Very good. So I see how you could weave that and develop two characters by putting it together.
It's true that Walton's arc mirrors Victor, and that's because Walton himself, excuse me, is the audience. He's our person. He's the person that the story is told for, as well as the audience. And yet they, as the story progresses and as Victor relates his experiences, Walton comes to conclusions perhaps different from Victor's. And so we see Walton's growth, and we see what eventually happens to Victor. I don't want to give away the ending.
Oh yeah, I can't give that up. I mean, otherwise, why do it? At any rate, it's great. There was a plea made at the Ellie Awards to everybody who did some work in all the theater companies, and the guy who made it runs a theater company up in the foothill, and he says, please try to do more dramas. Because this past season has been silly comedies and funny musicals and all of that. And so I'm glad to see that the Resurrection Theater is doing something nice and serious.
This is a drama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know us, we like to do things that are out of the box, or sometimes people don't think about, or plays people have sort of forgotten about, things like that. And so we're in a place where we were like, well, what are we going to do this year? And we all kind of looked at each other and went, why don't we ask Jess about doing Frankenstein again? It's the 200th anniversary, all these things. And so we were like, it's perfect. Halloween's coming up. So it's a nice sort of spooky show that lands on the anniversary. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah, I think it's important to look at not only works of literature like this one, but also events that have a historical value and that keeps coming up. I'm doing a play called Times Like These, which reaches back into history and pulls up some evil people forward.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Adolf Hitler. And so we have to say this because this is an infomercial for the theater company. This is on the stage next at the
Wilkerson Theater
in Midtown. And it's by Jess Gonzalez, and it's called Frankenstein. And you can see it starting on October
26th.
October 26th, yeah.
Okay, I can't argue with that. And you can just Google the words Resurrection Theater.
Yep, or you can find us on Facebook, Resurrection Theater. We even have Instagram at SacStages, Twitter, SacStages, so lots of good stuff.
So it's very interesting. You know, people talk about resurrection, they think about who was resurrected. But you're good at resurrecting good, lively plays.
Well, thank you, Ray.
Well, thank you both. Thank you guys, you're wonderful actors, and I wish you well on your opening. And I wish you well doing what you're doing. And thank you, Jess.
Thank you,
Coming in. Okay, well, that's about all the time we have here. Oh, there it is, Resurrection Theater. So if you got that pencil I was talking about and took it down, that information down. Otherwise, remember, Resurrection Theater. Okay, we'll see you next week, Wednesday at 5 live, and we're going to be talking with more artists in our town or social service workers to give a sense of the liveliness of Sacramento. Stay tuned for LiveWire next week.